DRR forms zebatasoma oba zebasomye agamba zasomeddwa tezifaanagana results eziri ku zasomeddwa zawukana ku results za DRR forms agent zayina kati ndi ku mukyalo nkakasa nti ayina forms yabadde kweyasinzidde okwogere nti ezeeno zebabadde basoma zabadde zanjawulo mwabadde mulina ekyo kyewuunyisa ekituufu mu mateeka fomu etambula neva kuki polling station ng'eri mu kubaasa esibiddwa bulungi nejja neetuuka wano returning officer nayakola ki nagisoma gy'asomye kiteekeddwa okuba nti yeyavuddewo singa asoma etavudde ku polling station tesobola kuba kubanga polling station wabeera okulonda so results za polling station zezirina okuba senga kibaawo nezitasomwa ezo ekitegeeza wabaawo ekiki ekibuuzo kati ekibuuzo ekyo kirina okwanukulwa kirina okukola ki okwanukulwa waki eno eyawukana kati olwemulugunya obadde wano oba olina okuteekawo obuwandiike ng'ogamba kyeno osomye naye wabaddewo bino oba tutegeeraganya obulungi oba ensonga
Samson and the viewers of NBS television, I'm still coming to you live from the Tally Center for Kampala, where we expect that all the different divisions of Kampala at least will be in position to get to be declared. Only one had been declared, that's the Kampala Central Member of Parliament, which was won by the National Resistance Movement. But where I'm coming to you live from this particular tent is for Kawempe division. In this tent, the expectation is that by this time it should already have been declaration of whoever the candidate is, especially a candidate of the different divisions, especially Kawempe North and Kawempe South. But that has not been the case yet. The challenge has remained here that there has been inconsistencies, especially in declaration forms and results of the different candidates that are in this particular tent for Kawempe South and Kawempe North. And so what you are seeing ongoing currently is a meeting that has been convened by the returning officer here, which is also which also has one of the lawyers of the Electoral Commission in attendance. And what he is talking about, especially in this meeting, is on what qualifies as a DR form, especially for the results that have to be declared. This meeting was called after hours of many of the candidates walking out of this very tent, protesting results that were being read differently, and some of them were able to be seen earlier on, like the broadcast showed you. Some of them were able to be seen seated entirely outside of this very tent while results were ongoing. And the challenge remains that the DR forms are inconsistent for some of the candidates, and that's what the current lawyer is explaining to the congregated or to the congregation here. The individuals that are seated next to that particular Electoral Commission official who is sitting is a candidate. You say you have the NUP's Fred Nyanzi, you have Honorable Nalukola Elias, you also have Farida Nambi there seated and waiting to hear. You have Nsereko, a candidate from Kawempe South, also for National Resistance Movement, also seated there. You have Serun Joji, others, many of those who are either candidates, agents, but also those ones who are just candidates in nature or individuals that are helping candidates. What I can be in position to tell you about is that this very constituency's declaration, just like any other, the election must be declared in 48 hours. Now, I don't know how many hours we would be counting from 5 p.m. yesterday to the hour of 11:14 now when no declarations have been made. And so the Electoral Commission maintains and continues to tell every other individual that is in this tent that it's only in the 48 hours that they will be in position to declare. The same has been seen especially for Makinda Division. Makinda Division is a different tent. There has not been any declaration in there, but there was a little bit of chaos earlier on, which we are not able to substantiate where it was coming from. But the deployment of security, especially the military on that other side, military police, has put the situation clean in Nominate, and so I can be sure to tell you that it remains to be calm here in Kololo, much as the population remains to be heavy, especially from the different groups who are awaiting declaration. In Rubaga Division, not any white smoke has come through yet, and so the counting for them and tallying continues in that very area. So Nakawa Division, which housed both Nakawa West and Nakawa East, also remains to be the same. Not so many challenges have been seen, but what many of those that are engaged in this election say about Nakawa West is that the returning officer who is seated on that other side is able to listen to them. When there's a challenge, they're able to correct any of the issues that they are talking about, which the ones here in the tent for Kawempe North say is unlike. Many of them say they have not been heard by the electoral officials, even when there are challenges or inconsistencies in the kind of results that are being read for the different candidates. It remains to be that all these other tents or all these other divisions, the four, have not seen any declaration made for the next member of parliament for them or who will be representing them in the 12th parliament. What we expect that after minutes from this very meeting, which is currently ongoing, is that maybe declaration of a candidate will be happening, and if it does not happen, maybe by midnight there will be declaration for one of the candidates here in Kawempe or one for Nakawa Division, because those seem to be the ones that are readily able to declare. Now, after the registration of the complaints that the Electoral Commission now says is going to be considering in a few days, the expectation is that they are going to be handling all complaints to do with the inconsistencies, to do with the delayed DR forms, to do with the inconsistent DR forms, to do with the intimidation. All those, they say, they are going to be handling them within the period of 48 hours. So I don't know how many hours it is between yesterday and now to make 48 hours for the declaration to be made and for the challenges here to be resolved. But the expectation is all the four divisions that are remaining here will be held in the 48 hours. The expectation also is that as the Electoral Commission declares, some of those complaints will be held immediately after the declaration. The kind of noise you hear in my background, which seems to be chances for the supporters of NRM who are also waiting to hear whether their candidate gets to be declared or another candidate gets to be declared. The expectation is that at least results are yet to be declared from this very tent where we are coming to you live from Anishabe station here for you to be able to get to understand what particularly will have been the results for the four divisions. Just to remind you who the key contenders are for Kawempe North, Nambi Farida and Honorable Nalukola Elias. Is a very critical race there. For Kawempe South, it's Fred Nyanzi and Nseriko Madina. Very critical race to watch in Nakawa East. In Nakawa West, Honorable Joel Senyonyi is facing off with Anderson Burora. Currently, Honorable Joel Senyonyi remains to be in the lead. Also in the race to Nakawa East, Frederick Rohindi and Waiso Mufumbiro are in a close tie, and particularly we shall be watching to see who exactly takes the lead at the end of the day or at the end of the 48 hours when the declaration gets to be made. In Rubaga Division, Rubaga North, Honorable Kawalia remains to be in the lead. We shall be waiting to see what the performance looks like for Eugene Nasolo, who is the NUP candidate there. And so that remains to be the situation here. We shall be waiting to give you any declaration as it comes through. Back to you, Samson, at the Political Command Center.
south tukoyo kulimira ensobe ne tukungulire makindwe tukulimire mutawempe tukungulire mutawempe tukoye temujja kutuba leero
nyanza olutaka agenda kwezimba mukono azunga buzunzi
nyanza oba oyagala ekifo jangu kuwa ekyange kya LC1
kikwate mutulabe oba tetutereremu banaye tukoye
Ada aku kira bendu.
Baba de bazi.
Ada aku bendu. Kami balik. Laba yo gobalese just to prepare them mentality that there is life after, there is other options after. If you feel like on Avada Zebalaga, there are other options, don't worry. Senyonya atudde wali
yakyalwanira kamufumbi
Kale nze kola ebigere tebikyayagala kuyimirira ani oyo ankubira bannange nga buli kiro hello hello ani ono solo kavuyo I think tebanaba bikolako ebyasenyonyi kavuyo kali eno ku kawempe I think abantu balina complaints nyingi but somebody was just I think trying to ready them somebody seems to be trying to ready them for a loss. I think they're going to declare both the NRM candidates for Kawempe North and the Kawempe South. Nalukola
tugende wali tujja tuteeka wali tubagga okyaliwo kasuku
Nanzi gyesimbye naye bagala kudeclare nayo omukyala wamuyita Madiina Sereko. Yes. that can only be true because I also got the information earlier. Nange zogenda ku live at 9 nga nkimanyi bamenye kamera z'ewaka zonna ne bayingira.
Hello? Our ministers proposed that you give us those sampled the other forms where there is a quotation, we compare with what we have.
ab'ekawempe ab'ekawempe ensonga kyetusaba tugambye kyokwemulugunya kuno kwetaagisaako obuwandiike ekyo kimu ekyokubiri tetugenda kuddamu kubala bululu ewali okwemulugunya ku foomu eyo ereetebwe wano mu buwandiike bweba teriiwo kati awo kiba kitegeeza nti mu ssaawa 48 tugenda kubanga tumaze okusalawo so ekyo kyemmiize ekyo
tusuubira nti ezitambudde bulungi ekireke muwandiike tuteeke mumezi. Mukulu akudde wano agamba nti si zonna kozi mulimuko tulinga obudde nga wasanye muwandiike tuteeke mumezi ajja tuwulira kuba abantu abali wano bonna okuba yonga kwateezeza ku ssaawa emu abamu tebanakudde wala.
Banange, simateeka agamba Article 61 Clause 1F Electoral Commission enoonyereza obuwulire before given election. That is the provision where I come here. We need something in writing. We need those specific polling stations where you say we don't have to. Then commission will guide the returning officer on what to do after resolving that problem. If you do not have, the law is there for you. If you don't want to apply the law, what do you want the law to do? Because that's where we are. We are here because of the law. Ugandan laws are very specific and expert election matters. The world over. So, kyetusabe ekyo kikolebwe kubanga tugenda gamba nti banage omusajja kireetera fomu n'aliyo naba okizimbe naba obutoyi ne bamusiiga ky'ettaka. We cannot solve that. We want to solve it. Ng'eno musomi asatu zabadda ebisatu. Then wano erinnya eriko linnya ddala presiding officer yabadde gundi naye ate ku lyera fomu ate kuliko presiding officer gundi. Kirungi bannamateeka wano balaba bwe
tebalina kye bamwamba. I know. It gives us some energy because it is burnt out. Not sleeping properly all day, every day. If today we conclude as is, and just something get a them compound. International talent does the result is single name. Nina wa Kampala sendina na barabara kola nandi banyanzi bamakindi
okusinziira ku mukulu owa ADP kyagambye kola ki kyegenda okuzzaayo basalewo ekisembayo naye nga kyenabagambye era nkiddamu mu ssaawa 48 mugenda kubeerawo okulangirira omuwanguzi mwebale nnyo mwebagenda.
Abatuuze mugenyi agambye ng'alipuuzaayo ripooti kati wazaayo ripooti abakulu abamutumye okujja wano bajja kuddamu ripooti erina okutuuka nga ssaawa 48 tezinaba kuyitako. Ssaawa 48 zitwogerako okuva nga we twagenze mu kalulu lw'enkya zikoma ssaawa 11 olw'enkya. Okay. So tugumiikirize agambye nti amateeka agakwatagana mu nsonga ez'okulonda gabeera express ssaawa yonna tujja kufuna ripooti eyo.
Thank you.